Hey Cheap, I wanted to do a quick review of the Cape Charles Chesapeake Bay KOA, and we stayed here, and this is the site that we are in, and most of the sites seem very generous, and most of them seemed about the same. The different names that they have in the areas just seems like it denotes where you are. So that's our Jeep, obviously, and there's a Jayco trailer. You can see the space between the two trailers. That kind of gives you an idea of the placement. That is a premium site because it has that wooden deck and it has a barbecue grill. There's another premium site right next to it, and you can see these sites are humongous sites. And then the ones on the right, they're not premium sites. You can see it's just grass with a picnic table and a fire ring. The fire ring is actually sitting on the picnic table, and they do that because they shovel out the fire rings when people leave. So you can see there's absolutely no ashes or anything. And even for the larger rigs, there's just an incredible amount of space between these. Now they all are oriented the same way, so because of that, pretty much the main neighbors that can see you in your site will be the people behind you and the people in front of you. So you have like two sets of people kind of that peer in on you, and maybe I guess the people next to you can peer in on you through the window or whatever if they're being weird. Now you'll see all these weird cones here. A hurricane had just come through and knocked the fence down, so this pool was closed down, and this is the main pool for the campground. There is a second pool that is absolutely tiny that is part of the hotel, and I believe the campers have access to the pool at the hotel also, but like I was saying, it's very small, and typically I think people would go to this pool or they would go to the beach. And we are about to jump to the beach just shortly, like in maybe a minute we'll be on the beach, and you can see the beach, which is a big thing. But I wanted to at least let you see the campground. And for us, our trailer was perfectly level, and you can see they have these little kind of green little pad things down where the wheels are supposed to go, and those are the cottages back there. I didn't really go around try to take any pictures of the cottages, but those are them. I didn't stay in one. So this is the main parking lot for the beach, and there's some showers over there. We'll get a better look at it, and that's where the restaurant is. And this right here is one of the paths that goes down. It's like right in front of me, where almost directly in front of me, and to the right is another parking area. So we're gonna jump to like when we were at the beach and start basically right in front of us in that green tree area. So this is basically the map, like I was saying. The bottom area is seasonals, and then the upper area appears that most of the campsites are almost exactly the same. The colors are just a matter of how close you are to the beach. So here we are, there's our Jeep again parked with our stuff in it, and we were basically in that direction, maybe 100 feet, maybe near that white pickup when we left off. And obviously it's nice and sunny now because this is beach day, and before it was kind of cold and rainy from when we arrived. This parking lot will get absolutely full on the busy days, and the golf carts kind of go everywhere. So this is one of the mini paths that leads down to the beach. There's only one set of stairs that I was able to find, which is like right in the middle of the restaurant. So if you want to walk down some nice stairs, you have to walk straight down the restaurant. But this is why everybody comes to this campground. It's because of this amazing beach, and this is a private beach. The water out there is obviously not private, but what is amazing is, as far as you can see those boats, there's a sandbar all the way out there, and you'll see people just like standing around, and it looks like it's almost like a mile out. You'll just see people just standing around because the sandbar goes out so far, and the boats just park themselves on top of the sandbar and kind of have a little party out there. The right is like a nature preserve, so you cannot go beyond the little stakes that you see in the water. And then this is the beach with it at like low volume. And I'll tell you that like when we were here on Saturday, it was like wall-to-wall people. It was pretty crazy. People were trying to keep their distance. I would have to say that there was at least 6 to 10 feet between every group. But it wasn't as spacious as this, where there's like 30 or 40 feet between every group. So I'm going to walk up along the beach and let you just kind of get a look. This is the dog side of the beach, and there are dogs everywhere on the beach. People even had them down that way, and it didn't seem like anybody cared. So this is another path to get up, and like I was saying, there's only one path to get down. That is a staircase, and we'll get to that in a short bit. They have those little hammocks that are set up, which is kind of nice. I didn't sit in any of the hammocks, but they are there, and this is during the COVID stuff that's going on, so everybody is kind of keeping their distance and everything. The blue building over there is Jack's Spot. That is a restaurant. So I kind of was hoping that if they made an improvement, my suggestion would be to put another staircase in, because it was becoming kind of a pain to try to walk up and down this bank of sand. So this right here is where we left off in the original set of video footage, where I had walked down from my camper, and all the campers are right there in front of me, and you can see on the left there's cabins. The blue building directly in front of me was a pool, with a pool right next to it, and then that was a road that we walked down to get to the campers, and it just rows and rows and rows of pools. And this is a large parking lot that we were looking at earlier, and there's a section that is kind of set aside for golf cart parking, which is right here. When you look at the map, it looks like the whole thing is golf cart parking, but in the end, it seems like only a small section of it really is golf carts, and everything else is cars. So this is Jack's Spot, and there are some showers right in front of Jack's Spot, so you can shower outside before you go back to your camper if you want. There is excellent food in this restaurant. I don't say that very often, but the chef was really on point. We had like fish tacos, we had barbecue tacos, we had, which sounds kind of weird, but it was good. Had crab legs one night. I think she had, it was like coconut shrimp. Very, very good food. And then there's a bar right there. They have a mobile app. You can order the food like on your mobile app, and then they'll send you a text message when the food is ready, and you can come and pick it up. We even saw people coming out of the boats, like walking onto shore and getting food. So this is a staircase that I was saying to get down the easy way, and they have all the kind of the bar stools down there spaced out in the sand, so you can sit 6 feet apart. And we'll cut to the restaurant, because we were actually in the restaurant because they had a live band on one of the nights that we were here, and give you a look at the restaurant itself also. So here's a restaurant, and once again, this is all been spaced out because of the COVID-19, but you can see you get this really awesome view of the ocean, and people would sit back here and listen to the live music, and just get drinks basically. And the bartenders seemed very good with making drinks, and the drinks were pretty stiff and strong. Here's a look back at the beach from the water itself, and it looks like we're pretty far away from the water, but we are barely, like, at all in the water. You can go so much further than this, and like where all those boats are, you could walk out there. You'll see like there's little specks of people, like see the boat right in front of me, and those people are just like waist deep, and when the tide goes out, they would be at their like knees. Like, it is amazing how far out you can walk on this beach. And yeah, the dogs are totally allowed to go anywhere they want on the beach. We even saw some people at the restaurant on the outside with dogs, but I don't know if those were service dogs or not. I didn't see anything on them that said service dog, but completely dog friendly. So there was service, like really good service with the Wi-Fi was so-so, but there was service with AT&T. We don't have Verizon, so I can't really tell you about Verizon much. So with all these positive things I'm pointing out, I'm going to just kind of give you a rundown of the only negative experience that we had, and that'll be right at the end of the video, or just about there, just so you can at least hear like a fair shake. So when we arrived, it was raining because the hurricane had just like come through or whatever a couple days ago, and it was still, like cold front in the area. And when we arrived, I went into to check in. I was a little bit confused on the procedure on checking in, so I just sort of assumed you went in, you got your pass, and then you went and camped. So anyway, I lined up here because I saw everybody else was lining up. I went in and I talked to the registration lady, and she gave me the pass that I hung up, and then she just said that somebody would come and escort me to my campsite. And I've seen that kind of stuff happen before, but we sat here for like 45 minutes, and finally, when the guy came back, he got somebody to help him. And the guy, I think there was only one person doing the escorting when we were lining up, and the one person was super overworked, and he was like, I was watching them afterwards, and he would do this like kind of super fancy job of backing people in and lining them up and getting them on the pad and making sure that every single issue that they might possibly have like got resolved. I mean, he was spending like 20 minutes or whatever with each customer, and there was like 3 or 4 people ahead of me, so I mean that was why we waited so long. So that's really the only negative thing. They seemed overly helpful, and they didn't have enough people helping out with getting people in the camper. So anyway, that's the review. So hopefully this was helpful to you, and please like and subscribe, and we will see you guys around.